And welcome back to Blake's Den. I am again working on my 1970s Thomson Mini Glen caravan. In the last video I replaced the A-frame. This video I need to finish off what I was doing, which is add some strengthening and fit the hitch. If you haven't watched the last video, I recommend you do that. I'll put a link up below. But basically the old hitch was rotten and I've replaced that with some brand new steel. I need to finish off what I was doing, which I need some strengthening plates in that corner there and that corner there. And I need to remove the hitch from the old A-frame. So I think let's remove the hitch first. I was just removing the hitch and the sort of hitch raiser from the old A-frame, and I flipped it over and bah, it's in a terrible state. Look at that, look how bad the corrosion is on it. It's just nothing left, and worryingly it's like most of the way along, certainly up to there, which is sort of where the caravan body would start. But then you look at the other side and there's massive holes in it. So yeah, so I flipped it over to try and get a spanner on those nuts. You can't even see the nut. So out comes the grinder, and we'll whiz them off. That's apart now, using my Parkside angle grinder and my Parkside impact wrench. Gotta love Parkside stuff. Lidl, if you're watching, want to sponsor me, you know where to find me. The hitch is perfectly fine. I mean, it looks a bit rough, but it's not, you know, there's not really a lot of play in it. Handbrake is a bit, but that's fixable. This homemade extension piece is fine, it's solid. So, I mean, there's some surface corrosion on it, but it's not actually that bad. So, what I might end up doing is stripping it down a bit further and then painting it up again and then reusing it. But I might have to do that another day. For now, my primary purpose is I need to move the caravan, so I need to put this on the hitch and, put this on the A-frame and get this bolted on, then I can move it around, then I can always take it off at a later date to give it a really good clean. So in terms of strengthening, I'm thinking, see, this is a bit of cardboard, but if I create a big fat plate, triangulated, so it's cut, scored along that line, that goes there, and do the same on the other side. I think that'll tie things in just nicely. So yeah, luckily I've got some steel this size. Now in the relative shade of the garage, I've got this piece of steel which is the right width. No idea what it was from, but I need to square off the end, and if I cut it there, I'll then have basically a piece the size of a cardboard, and then if I diagonal cut it, I've then got two sort of strengthening plates I can use on each side. And this stuff, I've got no idea what it is, but that's thick. That is 10mm thick, so should be pretty strong. To cut the plate, I'm going to use my Parkside steel chop saw. So first cut, all I want to do is to square off the end, and then I'll use my template to cut it again, and then we'll do a diagonal cut. Now I could do that with my angle grinder, I could use my plasma cutter, I could use a hacksaw, but I've got this and I just want to give it a go. So I'll set you up on the time lapse and we'll get this done. So unfortunately the chop saw won't give me the angle that I need, so I'm going to try plasma cuttering this instead. Now I think this is about the limit of what my plasma cutter will do. It may take a few passes, but let's give it a go. So the plasma cutter really didn't like cutting through that. It blew a fuse and tripped my electrics. 10mm is the limit it would do, but that's on a 16 amp supply. I was running on 13, so I've ended up with two bits which are nearly symmetrical, but we'll be fine. I'm just going to spray these with some zinc primer. And this is just to protect the sides that you aren't going to see. Back out at the caravan, and I've got the plate where I want to weld it. You can just see it down there. It's a little bit windy for welding, but it's a bit sheltered down there, so I should be alright. Yeah, I'll try and film this the best I can. The access isn't great. But yeah, hopefully weld this on and then it's another step forwards. I couldn't really get into film, but that's well slugged on there now. Not going anywhere, as I say. So it's actually getting a bit late now and a bit dark, so I'm going to throw some paint on that. I'll come back another night and we'll get this hitch on. It's now a different day to when I filmed that sequence, and I'm under a bit of a time crunch to get this moved. So that means I need to get the hitch on. So, just looking at it, I know the hitch isn't going to be a perfect fit because the angles I got, sorry, the channels I got are a bit longer than what was on there previously. So I'm trying to find an optimum position where I can slide this into, where I can get the holes drilled and basically I can get this attached. There's 8 holes, hold it on, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's one at the front, another one there, then another one you can't even see in the middle. So yeah, I'm going to have a play around, get this in position, and then I'll bring you back when I'm marking up the holes. Got it in a position I'm fairly happy with. So it's a bit of an overhang here, but it's sort of constant all the way down. And the same on the other side. It's as far forwards as I think it'll go. I can always trim that down if I need to. And the holes are, look from above, are fairly central on the channels. So when I drill those, I should still be able to get a washer in behind, bearing in mind that, you know, there's the web of the channel there. So I should be able to work with that. So now I need to mark up some holes. And this is where it gets a bit tricky because you can't access most of them. So my great plan is to throw some spray paint on from above, which will mark out those holes. Whether I'll be able to get the ones which are sort of right the way in there, not sure. To be honest, 8 bolts, M10 bolt holding that on is probably overkill, considering there's only sort of 4 bolts holding the hitch on to the plate, but we'll see what we can do. So hopefully now I can then go over here with some paint, and if I just spray in there, that should mark the hole, and then I can take the whole thing off. And I should have some nice circles, which I can then use as a guide for where I need to drill. Something interesting I've just spotted. If you look at the right hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. Look at the left hand side, 1, 2, 3 holes. It's not even symmetrical. Ho-ho, hey-ho. 7 will be more than enough, so 7 holes is what we're going to drill. I can easily put an extra one in at a later date. My purpose for today, just to get this hitch on. I know this hitch needs rebuilding. I know that the whole chassis needs painting. I just need to get this on so I can actually get the caravan moved. And there you go, I've got a rough outline where the holes need to go. I've centre punched the holes now. Well, you probably can't see that very well. I'm going to use M10 bolts to bolt this on. There's an M10 bolt there. Nominally 10 millimeters. Really I should be drilling these at 12 to give clearance. So I'm going to use a 12mm bit. And I'm actually going to use my Bosch SDS drill. Not in SDS mode, I'd like to add. I'll put that into drill mode. It's just a really torquey, powerful drill, and I like to use it, and I've got a chuck adapter on it. So right, let's make a start. Seven holes drilled. Decided to do all 7 in the end, just because I could. Yeah, big drill, did the job. Helps to have some sharp drill bits take your time, and I was putting a bit of oil on it every so often as well, just to help it cut and help it not get too hot. I could bolt the hitch on now, but I'd ideally want to put a bit of paint on this to prepare it. Now, I had grand plans to paint this with some metal paint, but reality is I've not got time to do that right now. So instead I'm going to throw some white car paint on, the same stuff I used to mark the holes with, and that'll just provide enough protection for the next week or so whilst it's going to be outside and until I can get it painted properly. That's far from perfect. I've not done the undersides, but it's a bit more protection for when I leave this outside for a bit before I paint it properly. Obviously the hitch, all that needs stripping back and painting. I will do that, but for now we say it's all about just getting it moved, so I need to get that back on there. But I'll probably do that tomorrow now. I'll give this paint a chance to dry tonight. So this is how I'm going to bolt them together. M10 bolt, M10 nylock nut, washer under the head of the bolt, washer behind the nut, and then I'm going to put some copper slip grease on as well, just to stop them seizing. I'm going to put them in, not going to tighten them up super tight yet, wait till they're all in, then nip them up. I've got those bolts in, done them up FT. If you don't know what FT is, Google it. The last word means tight and the F means, well, you can take a guess. I could only get 5 in. Basically the other holes are a bit out of position, probably down to my dodgy marking. What I'll actually do is in the future I will take this off and I'll just drill out the holes on the plate a bit more, because they were actually really tight. I think they're what the restriction was. So that all looks good. I'm not going on the road with it yet, but 5 bolts should be fine anyway. The shear capacity of one M10 bolt is about 9,000 newtons, which is 900 kilos. So if you imagine trying to pull 900 kilos through one bolt, and that's when it should fail. There's a safety factor on that too. The caravan probably weighs about 600, 700 max fully laden, and I've actually got 5 of them in, so basically I've got like 4.5 tons of shear capacity in those bolts. And I think the hitch bolts will fail first, or just even the ball hitch will fail first. So anyway, beside the point, I will put those other bolts in the future. So yeah, all looks very pretty, but does it tow? So I've pulled my Turner Ranger around, which is a mini base tractor. Yep, you heard me right. Watch the video on this above. It's a really interesting piece of kit. And I brought this around because it's got a tractor picker pitch at the back. So I should be able to hook under there, lift this up, because obviously I haven't got a jockey wheel at the moment. So I'm going to back it up, and then hopefully we'll be able to hitch up and drag this to its new temporary home. Yeah, secure. did that just fine. Here it is in its new temporary home. A bit lopsided. But yeah, just because I haven't put the legs down, I've just got under that bit of wood still. So yeah, quite happy with that. I can get in, put the legs down, do a bit of work on it here. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. I didn't quite get as much done as I wanted to, but I still made some progress, which is the main thing. So if you liked this video, please press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified about more videos about this caravan and the other toys I've got like that. And yeah, don't forget to, if you got any comments, just drop them down below and I answer to all my comments. I respond to everything. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.